You've got a guy for everything. But do you have an insurance guy? I'm Lars, your insurance guy. Welcome to the podcast where insurance doesn't have to be boring. And before you tune out because I said the word insurance, give me a chance. We're keeping it fun, keeping it real, and helping you make smarter decisions along the way.
Kathleen Anderson, owner-operator of the Anderson Agency, and
I'm Lars Anderson with the Anderson Agency. And Kathleen started this business 6 years ago, right?
Kathleen mom started the business 7 years ago.
7
years ago.
Why did you start this business?
I started it because I didn't have a choice. No, I was in insurance since 2003 when we first moved here from New York. I used to be a teacher, as you know, taught history in high school, and then started working with your father in insurance. And it was a great balance because I was able to be home with the kids and be able to be in the office. So fast forward, we left Allstate, which was a captive agency, and I'd always wanted to do an independent agency. And at the time, your father was bleeding blue and was not having any part of anything outside of Allstate. He was a diehard Allstate, and Allstate was really good to us. But I thought that being captive, you can only offer your clients one thing. So I saw an opportunity that if I can't give you this auto policy or your rate goes up with this auto policy, I have nowhere to go with it. So I'm like, all right, if I do independent, then I can keep you as a client and service you better. So again, fast forward a couple of more years, I went back to school, got a social work degree. Your father was going through contemplating retirement. So at that point in time, I was ready to get back into the workforce with an insurance because it's what I knew and I was really good at it. So I just said, all right, now's the time to do an independent agency. Now it's my turn to do my thoughts and what I wanted to do and make it my own, not so much teamwork with him in that captive, audience. But now the world opened up, and being an independent, and I've talked to so many other people that have gone from captive to independent. I mean, you worked there for a little while. It was torture. We was associated with like Bapamol. The company's always telling you, okay, do this, you do that. And then they're like, oh no, do that. Don't. And every, month or 2 months, it was something different. The demands were ridiculous. So going independent, it was like a weight lifted off your shoulder. You could do your own thing, truly own your own business and do it the way you wanted to, and offer everybody what you could. So now you have, the same client, you can just shop the policies.
Yeah, that's a great explanation.
So,
yeah, can't be happier to be away from Allstate.
Oh my God.
I started working at the Allstate agency right out of college, and that was discouraging because it was impossible to put business anywhere with. I mean, they wanted you to sell on the name, the premium product, and the prices were always double of what everyone else was. And I mean, it taught me how to be a good salesman, but I mean, I didn't receive the motivation through that.
Well, you also don't feel like you're doing the best thing for the client.
Yeah.
You're totally serving yourself because all you're trying to do is keep that client in your office. There's a cheaper product for this less expensive product for the same policy, but you don't have the ability to offer it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of feeling like, and that's like, that's what the State Farms and the Allstates and the other captive agents are still doing.
Yeah.
Which, which is why I really like the fact that we're an independent.
Yeah, of course. I've loved it. I mean, it's been a breath of fresh air, having the ability to retain your clients. And, a renewal comes in, it goes up, I move you over here. We've had some clients who have been with us since we were Allstate, and they followed us over here. And it's because of our name and our presence in this area. We're, I guess, kind of a household name when it comes to insurance in Ponte Vedra. So,
well, the other thing too, yeah, I definitely agree. People love the fact that we're local. our Jack's Beach, our Ponte Vedra Beach, Nocatee. All these people are familiar. They've moved from here to Nocatee or to Jack's Beach, so that kind of knew us as the Allstate people. But once we reached out to them as independents, one of the key things that has definitely kept people is our service.
Service is key.
I mean, and interestingly enough, which we kind of laugh about, is we get so much more business because other people just aren't doing their jobs.
Yep.
I mean, that's just, we laugh about it because it's like, all right, don't get back to your client. Someone calls, they send you an email, and you don't get back to them for 2 or 3 days. You're making us look all that much better. And we're like, all right, home run for us. We didn't even need to do anything. You just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so when people call us for a quote or, even our current clients call us with, a concern, we're back to them in 24 hours or 2 hours. I mean, it's very rare. I mean, quotes go out quickly, and, mortgage brokers, realtors really like the fact that our response rate is what it is, which is...
Another thing too that people love about us is whenever you call, there's no AI receptionist. And trust me, I love AI for a lot of things, but that is not one thing that we plan on implementing here at the Anderson Agency. Not saying we're not, moving forward with the progress, but that is a
Yeah, well, I just showed you that email I got from an Allstate agent that is a old friend of ours, and was basically, a blast email to all former clients or whatever. And in order to serve you better, we've changed up our phone systems. So you can press 1 if you want to speak to Lars, press 2, or if you want to speak to Carrie, press 3, press 4 if you want to quote, press 5 if you want to, adjust or make a change to your premium or your policy, press 6 if you want, all this to serve you better. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking, this is horrible. Who likes to we've all commented about how going, to a call center is like the worst thing. I mean, it's like, you get to the end and you're like, service person, screaming into the phone because you just want to talk to a human being. And, it's not a call center. You get the same people answer the phone. They know everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, we're on a first name basis with most people, so call us old fashioned, I guess, but we're not doing it. You call, it rings like normal, someone picks up, and we get to stuff immediately. If it's a simple policy change, we can do it. We have a new customer service lady, Leanne. She's great. And you might get her occasionally if you call in, if she picks up the phone first. I'm usually quick on the trigger to pick up the phone, but yeah, it's been really good. We're seeing other agencies, the Brightways, who have a call center. I don't know if this is true or not, but another client told me you can't even, if you had a guy like me at the Brightway office down the street, you can't even just call him.
No, you can't. The guy that sells the policy, you never talk to again. So if you sell Mr. Smith a policy through Brightway, Mr. Smith calls up and says, "Hey, I want to talk to Lars." Lars, all you see is the back of Lars's head after he made the sale. You have to call the service center to get a deck page, which can take forever. You have a question about your policy. You want the policy shopped. You got to call. Everything is done through a service center that isn't even local.
Yeah, I've called on behalf of clients, and it's taken me 25, 30 minutes to get what I needed. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I literally said to the lady at Brightway in the service center, I was like, this is why it's so easy to take business from you. I understand now, because who wants to sit on hold for 30 minutes just to get a deck page?
Yeah, well, that lady at the condo on the ocean, the same thing. She was like out of her mind. Not to mention, they were charging her. They wrote her the wrong policy. Mm-hmm. They wrote her a flood policy for $5,500 on a first floor condo. Completely rated it incorrectly. I wrote her a policy for $500, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, did I do something wrong? Poor thing had paid $5,000 for 3 years because the agent just pumped out a policy, and I don't even know what they did, but It was all wrong.
Yeah. I mean, apparently you can email the agent, but like picking up the phone and calling them is something they don't do. I don't know.
I think Goosehead's the same way.
Yeah, that's insane.
Goosehead is just a sales thing. They don't service their own policies either.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the big, a lot of the private equity companies, I was sharing this with you when I went to that meeting in Orlando. The private equity companies are coming in and gobbling up smaller agencies. And I say smaller, we're small, but
The mom and pops.
the mom and pops are selling out to these equity firms, private equity. And so it still says, Smith Insurance on the front door, but really it's run by a BlackRock type of company. So when you call there, the service that you used to get from the Smith agency is now dictated by the private equity firm.
Yeah.
And it is a whole new, heat and air companies are going to that too. Some of the heat and air companies around here, I've seen that happen. Plumbing companies, they're all being bought up by these, major Wall Street companies, and they're changing the dynamics of how people are interacting. I had another client that said that they were always handled by, let's just say, Mary at this particular company. And when the private equity company bought that agency, Mary was assigned to, only service policies, let's just say K to P were all her clients, but she used to service everyone. So this client that started with B was like, well, I want to talk to Mary. Well, Mary's not allowed to service your client, your policy anymore. She's only servicing those over here. You have to have this new person over here. And the whole relationship that they had and felt, comfortable with, secure with, was kind of lost. I guess that's the whole point though, too. You're building a relationship. Your people are trusting you on what your expertise is. And now you're kind of shifted to somebody that you don't know. So it's a little unnerving, I think, for a lot of people that have been with the agency for a long time.
I think to recap on that more, to summarize it, is that we've noticed the entire foundation of this industry has changed a lot over the last couple of years. And, adapt to some degree, yeah. But I mean, we've been approached by those private equity to try and buy us out. And we're like, kind of laugh at them. Like, we're not doing that. I mean, we're not trying to take, easy money. And, we are benefiting and seeing our book of business grow because of all the things that we're not going to acquiesce to, the things that we don't want to go along with.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and again, everything has to come in, good. There's a lot of good things that the new things are offering. Balancing that with the old things that have been tried and true that people still want. People still want to communicate. So I think that that's like something obviously we're going to continue to do. But, our automation on our back end, for example, I think that, we're going to keep up with that. The new data system we got is going to be, be able to do processing quicker.
Streamline efficiencies
on our back end, but on our front end, we're still going to work as a more traditional agency that still really cares.
Again, we are the Anderson Agency in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida.
Yes, we are. Anderson Agency, mother and son.
Give us a call for all your insurance needs. We'll take good care of you.
Guaranteed we'll answer the phone.
Yeah.